Hola, what up? It's Silly City back with another episode of HWY Behind The Recordz. So last week we were looking into it like the weekly DJ sets and like the PADAWANZ, how it's called. Like originally the whole idea was that those sets would already be video sets. Because like I thought, okay, if you want to do something like kind of a modern record label, you have to do like sets and ideally video sets so you like see the person. But yeah, it was all a little bit more difficult than I thought. Like I already explained in the previous video. It's a lot of work just to find the whole playlist and mix the tracks. Then, like I said, most of the times I was listening to the tracks the first time while I was mixing to it, and then it's just like, yeah, you're so busy with like listening to the tracks and everything, you can't really be aware of the visuals or how it seems. And yeah, it wasn't really how I wanted to like portray the visuals. But yeah, the idea was anyway there that I want to do video sets at some point. And yeah, that's basically what we're going to talk about this week, like all the video sets that I did, like the preparation that went into it and all the hidden things like that people usually don't see. So one main thing always with like the video sets for me is like the people in there. Like I often seen a lot of boiler room sets or like other DJs that like just DJ somewhere and they record it. And I always wonder, like, are the people in the video aware that they are like filming? Like, of course they're aware there are cameras, but like that it could go online and viral and everything, you know? Like, I think in boiler room people like know, but then still you see some people that are there. Like last time Spotty tried to like sneak a picture from Wiz Khalifa and it just has the flashlight on and it's caught on camera in like 8K, you know? Then so often you see people that are just so on drugs there and you're just like, yeah, but like the whole world's gonna see that. And like, I don't know, maybe most people don't care, but like in my context, like especially in the university, you have a lot of like business students that like are pretty aware of like how they appear. And like, I don't know, if we would do like a party and they would be on drugs, like with their shirt off, dancing and everything, like it could be at some point that like somebody would see it and they wouldn't get a job or something. Like, I don't know, like this is like also a kind of world. And like, because I was hanging out with a lot of those people, I didn't really want to put it into those situations. And like we already tried a little bit this whole recording before we did the first real sets. Like we had some friends over and we recorded, but it was kind of weird because as soon as you have a camera on you, like for example, like I have right now, like you get a little bit more aware of like everything that you do, you know. And especially if you're then gonna put it online, everybody can see it and it's gonna be there forever. It's like you suddenly start to be like hyper aware of like what you're doing and how it could seem and everything. I don't know, maybe it's just me, some of my friends, but yeah, I don't want to put like people into a situation where they're like not aware they are filmed and it's gonna be online, and then you know it's at some point they come like take it down or like whatsoever, and it's just like let the people know and like get their consent to be filmed and everything. But it's still difficult to like have like this base principle and then like do good content. But yeah, that's something I'm gonna get to in the end when I'm gonna recap like a little bit the learnings and ideas for this year's season 2. The first video set that I recorded was a hip-hop set, because until then we didn't do any hip-hop sets, and I just wanted to like start there because it was a big influence for me. And like still to this day, this is like one of my favorite video sets, because like the tracks, I feel like most of them, there are 1 or 2 tracks in there that I wouldn't play anymore. Like I think there's one Drake song in there I wouldn't play it anymore, like after the Kendrick, like I didn't play any Drake after that whole beef. Yeah, but also something that was really like special about the set, like it was the first set that I recorded, so I watched it a few times, and I don't know, it was again this time where I kind of had like the deadline, so I kind of had to have the video ready. And at the same time, like I did the first take, or like the first time I did everything without like major mixing issues and everything working out. And then you see yourself, and sometimes like, you try to feel the tracks because like you vibe with the tracks obviously, otherwise you wouldn't play them. And you want to be some kind of entertaining, but at the same time it can be like cringe or weird quite quickly, Especially if you try to sing or rap along to the songs and then you suddenly don't know lyrics or stuff. Yeah, also to just keep the energy level. Yeah, it was a good learning experience, and I don't know, at some point I just like accepted that this is what it is, and yeah, that's how it's gonna be. And there are like certain things that like in the beginning, again, I didn't really like it, but at some point it's like, it is what it is, and you start to appreciate it for what it is. Yeah, it always gives so much motivation for like improvement. Like I watch the videos and I'm like, okay, I could switch this up to this differently. Yeah, another thing that was kind of special about the Can set was like I was overthinking what to wear, because like it's first video set and whatsoever, and I don't know, I just saw this I'm Kenaf hoodie, and I ordered it together with Queenie and her sister because the shipping fees were lower. And you know Queenie from the DJ sessions like back in 2021, and like we remained friends, but she was more busy with like the whole uni stuff and so on, and didn't DJ that much anymore. But still, like she was so supportive of the whole journey, the whole idea and everything. So I thought, yeah, I'm just gonna wear this as like a little bit emotional support, and like no matter how it's gonna end, I just hope it's gonna be enough. So the second live set was a little bit tricky because I already started like posting, and when I start posting things, I like to do it regularly, like with those videos, just to like get good reps in and actually get better at it. Like I spend a lot of time like figuring out what I want to do, so I could also do it every week. And like with the video sets, it was something that seemed pursuable, but in the end, like it's always the same. You think it's so much more easy than like it ends up being, you know? Like I thought, okay, I'm just gonna be there, like record stuff and so on, but setting up the whole OBS and then getting everything right. It was kind of tricky, and then also the whole like self-awareness of like how you move and everything. But when it came to the second set, I was like in a blog course from university where we were like in Graubünden in the HWY for like 6 days. And yeah, it was nice, you know, but I was a little bit running late because I didn't record the set, and I thought like I'm gonna have enough time and energy, but then like after I came home from this week, I just like recorded it basically the day when I came on. I was so tired, you know, and I think you see it in the video. So I'm gonna give a little bit context here to this whole set. So like I said, the week before I was in Lyon for a course at university, and we basically collaborated with a cultural festival called Origin, and yeah, I had to do some consulting and also like doing some dance routine and stuff. So yeah, every morning we had this dancing classes with this choreographer called Rob. And it was really nice, and also like to learn this more contemporary dancing, because I was more used to like dancing in a club or at university I went to hip-hop dancing. But this was like a different style, and also from like such experienced dancer choreographer, I thought I could learn so much. And I also did like this whole like movement stuff. Basically the concept or the idea that we learned throughout the morning was like to have a movement like you have balls in your body, like and they move, you know, and then you have like first you have one, like move that around, and then like imagine more, and then like get this wavy movement, you know. And I was still so into that like I did this whole dancing or tried to do this with this music, and I don't know, it was like I was also super tired, so it's when I look back it's kind of weird and cringe for me, but it's also super nice because it makes me think about like this whole week. Yeah, it was fun to hang out with Rob. We talked a lot about this whole freelance artist style, because he's like a dancer, choreographer, and it's kinda similar in navigating the modern landscape, like what I want to do with the whole music stuff, but it's still different, and it was super interesting like to get all these insights. So still big shout out to Rob. He also made the shirts, and I'm gonna link his socials, go give him a follow. And yeah, next 3 sets, Hazy, Bazy and Daisy, were basically triplets in a way that be prepared for this boiler event that I'm gonna get to a little bit later. And then we had some tracks left over that we didn't really use because I went on a big searching spree to just get some new tracks for free download, or like just some artists that I want to support. So yeah, I had a real arsenal of new songs, but like for the set I wanted to play the MP boiler. I didn't really use all of them, but I was like, oh no, that's so sad, there's so many cool tracks and I want to show them. So I just decided to record just 3 short sets with the tracks in there. I didn't really schedule for those 3 sets, so I just like squeezed them into the whole hosting plan and in between the other sets. But this also gave me some stress because like I think I recorded them all in like one evening, and yeah, it was kind of stressful because if you have the visuals and to record it all after each other, there's so many different things that come into play. Like back then I didn't really want people to know that I recorded them all on the same day, so I just changed my outfit, so it would also be like different week, different video, different outfit. But at the same time, like I played myself in a way that like I recorded it when it was darker, and like now with those videos, like in St. Gallen, like if you lose daylight, and that can happen quite quickly, like around 5 or something, then it's not that good of a video quality, you know. And back then and still now, I didn't have that much like lighting stuff to enhance the whole visuals, and yeah, that made it a little bit tricky, especially like I'm recording most of the times with like GoPro or just with my phone, and if the light is not so good, like the quality really drops. I think also in one of those videos, like I lost the daylight, and then sometimes I just have to edit it in post-production, but then the brightness adjusts, but you know, like the quality still drops a little bit. So yeah, that's something I'm still trying to figure out, but back then I had just some lights to make at least the front visuals a little bit better. But those are also sets like, I don't know, if you make video sets you should also see a lot, you know, and not like make it dark, but in the end it was more about showcasing the tracks, yeah. So like I mentioned before, we planned this boiler event, so this bar club in the city from the University Gastro, that we already did some events in there. We could like rent it to do a boiler room party, basically where you had the DJ table and the whole equipment is in the middle, and I did that to celebrate into my birthday. And initially the idea was to like actually record it with the people there, but like I mentioned in the beginning, it's a little bit difficult, especially with the people here, to like record them and do a party, especially if I want to celebrate my birthday and want people to go crazy because it's my last birthday here in St. Gallen. Then I shouldn't really record everything and then put it online. Like I still got some videos and stuff, I would also like to show it here, but I don't know, I don't want to show all the people and put them into situations, and I'm also too lazy to like ask everybody if it's okay if I put it up there. I think for most it would be, but still, I have to see. The idea was that we didn't record in the evening when everybody was there, but rather before, when we were doing sound check and everything, and like just upload these sets. But we ended up just using my set and Maxi's sets, because like McLovin and Ash, their sets, like I don't know, the visuals didn't really fit and the set wasn't really that nice, and like this whole thing that I mentioned with like the hyper awareness when you were getting recorded, I think that also kicked in for them. And another reason why we didn't upload the video could be that I lost 1 or 2 times against Martin in beer pong, but I don't know, we might never know. The first set that we released from this boiler session was my set. I think it was a nice set, but to be honest, like with all the visuals and all the video sets, like have some issues with it, because I don't know, I was really stressed because I still had a lot of uni deadlines and I just wanted to have like my birthday weekend off, you know. And somebody just like called me that day and then also texted me like about something in a group project, and I thought like everything would be clear, and they didn't meet me until Monday, and he was like texting me while I was recording the set, and I was so not in the mood for it. Like, I was just like, why can't I just have some free time? I was like, you know, you wanna come to work at the co and stuff, and I was like, oh, it's my birthday, I just want to chill and prepare my stuff. Like, why should I want to do university stuff if it's my birthday? Like, what the fuck? But I think, like, after this incident in the set, I feel like I loved it more because I was like, fuck this whole university shit, I want to do Hawaii, you know, and just, yeah, did my stuff, did some fake reloads and everything, and really tried to enjoy it as much as possible. And also like the whole birthday weekend was so amazing. Like thanks for everybody that was there. Like I still remember there was like 1, 2, 3, 4 hours where I was just like, yeah, it was like this is everything. Like I couldn't think of anything else, and this is like, yeah, perfect. I don't want anything to be different. So thank you very much for that. Yeah, then the second set that we recorded was Martin's set, and this is actually the most viewed YouTube video because he also has it in his own YouTube playlist channel. Yeah, it's also a really nice set, to be fair. Like, there was this one comment, I have to highlight it here, and this made my day or like whole week month when it was posted. Somebody just commented there, like, I don't know the exact words, but something like, fuck yeah, clean bro, you know, like the clean mix and everything. Yeah, that was nice, like, whoever that was, thank you for that. This makes this like classic Martin. Like I'm saying, he's like headliner material, he's doing like this whole fast mixing and everything, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I was setting up the bar in the background and everything. Yeah, really nice set, like go check it out. After the whole boiler sets, we switched to the unofficial summer mixtape where we like released some tracks. I'm gonna talk about that more next week. So yeah, we did a little break, but after a while this whole releasing tracks was a little bit stressful and doing a track every week, so we decided to just like do video sets again. So I thought like, if we go back to the video set, it's gonna be chill, like the whole mixing and playlist creating. I was more into it because of the weekly mixes, and I thought, okay, just get some genres, get some tracks, and then yeah, record the sets. And yeah, it was super weird because those are one of the moments like nobody really knows unless you do it yourself. It's like I tried to do the same setup as I did the sets before, but it just didn't work anymore. It was like just lagging all of the time, like the video didn't record anymore, the audio was distorted, and I was just like, but yeah, then I was just like, I want to record this set now, I can't handle this technical stuff issue. Like I thought it's gonna work, like it worked before, why doesn't it work? It's just like 1 or 2 months in between. But then I just decided to record with the GoPro and without the whole audio link to it, and record the audio separately. So I didn't have everything in OBS, I just had like the GoPro footage and the audio from like the DJM. But the thing then was, when I started recording, like I just played, and at some point like the GoPro just ran out of battery, because usually when you record with OBS you have the cable connected and it charges. But like I think I turned off the laptop and it didn't work, and then it was just like, yeah, battery out, and that's why in the end it's just like, yeah, no more. And another thing that was also a little bit fucked up is when I then just tried to like mesh the audio and the video together, because they were like separate files, they were the same length. Because it was, I don't know, different bit rates of the audio file or something, and then I just had to like figure out, and then thanks again to ChatGPT and Google, I figured out that you can, in like Adobe, what is it, Premiere Pro or something, you can like sync it, and then I made it like that. Yeah, that was just like a moment where I was like, this was supposed to be easy, like the same as before. Like I have the setup, I press record, and then it's all good, and then you have to switch up the things. But yeah, those are like, I guess, everyday problems. But the set itself was really nice. Like I like the genre, I like the music, so that was chill. So when I tried to record the set for the next week, which was more new disco style, I was just like, okay, I'm still gonna record the audio with the camera. So that is synced, and I'm just gonna use a second camera angle. I think I used my iPad to cut if like the camera lags or something. If the GoPro camera lags, I can use like the second image of the iPad and like yeah, the audio is still gonna be fine and in tune, because like this whole syncing was a little bit annoying. But when I did that, I think it lagged a lot, and also the audio didn't work so much. But of course I did record the audio on my phone with the DJ amp just to be sure. And then I had like 3 sources that I had to link up with each other. And I think I did it just to sync it properly or something, but it just started getting so messy. And then like sometimes because I tried to use the OBS to at least have the audio, it still lagged, and I had to see every time it lagged and like cut it out and get the other angle from the iPad. It was just so annoying. I think at some point I was just like, I'm gonna use the glitch as a graphic element, but it was just like, sometimes the glitching matched to the music, and I tried to like, yeah, mix that a little bit to make it more entertaining. But I don't know, I was then again like, this was supposed to just be easy and work again, but yeah, it is what it is. So for the third video set of the second part, I thought, okay, now I'm just gonna record with the GoPro, the iPad and the audio, and I'm gonna, yeah, just produce everything, because the whole lagging thing was so annoying, and if I just recorded with the GoPro, it's gonna work out. And it kind of got easier. Like one of the other issues that nobody really knows except you yourself is like this, the GoPro videos are divided into like 15-minute videos that are different clips, you know. But the video on the iPad and the audio was all one clip, and when I tried to sync it, like I had to sync every clip with the overarching thing, and to this day I don't really know if everything is totally in sync, and I think also if it wasn't, I would be too lazy to change it. But yeah, that's what it is. And then was also the point where I was like, come on man, this was supposed to be so much more chill, and it reached a point where it was again more chill to do the tracks, because my production levels healed up a little bit at that time. And I was just like, okay, let's do 2-3 more sets and then we're done. So after I kinda managed this whole new technical issues, I was like, okay, let's just take a set that I enjoy and just easy record, do the post-production stuff. That like, after a while you get into the routine with the whole syncing thing. And then I had this like peak techno playlist. Yeah, this is really nice. Like this is, from the second part, this is probably one of my favorite sets, because like just has a good energy. I feel like it was really like tuned in while I was DJing, and I think it doesn't have that much really mixing issues, and it's just me like vibing to the music, so that's nice. And I think also the lighting was good. Yeah, I think primarily it's just I enjoy the short, and because of that it's one of my more favorite video sets. So the next video set was a little bit more minimal style, and yeah, I don't know, at this point it was really just like, yeah, get the things done. I think I had another breakbeat set also prepared, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that, I'm gonna do the minimal. And then the other one for next week, which was like a 140 dub playlist, and then I'm done. Like I'm just gonna do what I feel is chill, and like this whole post-production and like all the angles with the seeing with the light and everything, it was just like too annoying. And then yeah. The last set was a 140 dub set, so this was also one of my favorites because I just like the genre. And yeah, it was really nice to play the tracks. I think I have some mixing mistakes or like timing things that weren't perfect, because again it reached a point where I was just like, okay, I have to record the sets, and I didn't really set so many cue points or prepare that much or listen to the tracks that much. So it's more freestyle, and especially in dub this can be difficult. First I thought about re-recording the set because I had some mixing issues, but then I think after the 2/3 of the set, Ash just called me and he was like, yeah, do you want to chill and like go something to eat and then DJ a little bit? And I was like, yeah, just let me do the transition. And then we quickly talked, and yeah, it was super funny to like have a live call while I was DJing and everything, and he also gave me some props to the transition he was hearing that gave me some more energy. I'd like to finish off the set in a good way. and also to look forward afterwards to eat something. Always nice to eat something. So yeah, those were all the video sets and some context to it, and like always I'm gonna recap and reflect a little bit on it, and this also goes with the PADAWANZ sets, so those are lessons learned to both styles of sets. So one really important thing is, and I'm gonna say this here and I'm probably gonna disregard it in the future anyways, like take your time to prepare the sets. Like the more time you spend preparing all the tracks and the cue points, like the more chill it is to record the set then and to play it. And this is easy, especially if you just record the audio, then because you can focus on the whole mixing. And especially if you do the video, if you have to focus or like set the cue points and everything while you are recording, like, I mean, it's chill, you can do it, it's DJing, but I think if you do like video sets, like you have to do additional layer of entertainment and can't just be there and yeah, mix normally. Like, otherwise you can also just make like an audio set, like if you don't really see people doing things. I mean, another thing could be that you just do many effects and stuff, but this can also be difficult because sometimes the song is just better without any like effects or like interference from the DJ, you know. Another risk, if you don't really prepare your sets, like I did often, is that you hear the tracks for the first time and then it's really difficult to mix them confidently. And yeah, it just makes it easier if you know the tracks, the structure and how and when to like switch the songs up. And otherwise it's just a little bit more risky and it could end up like fucking up your mix and then you have to like re-record it or edit it, and then yeah, especially editing out like fuck-ups doesn't work if you have the video to it, because people will see that something was, yeah, it's changed, like you're in different location. Another thing that I thought about often when I was looking back to the video sets was like, I have to do it a little bit more like entertaining. And with entertaining, I mean like, you know, why should I watch this video set? You know, there's so many video sets, why should I watch yours? And you know, Boiler Room often like has people, or they're like sets that people go somewhere and just play music. And like I said in the beginning, like I don't really like to have this gray zone of people not really knowing that they're filmed, but like knowing, but like, yeah, you know, this whole thing, and I don't really want to stress my mind too much about it. But what I thought about is two things, and then one is that we could do more like B2Bs, because if you do like B2Bs, you already have the energy of like two DJs that vibe and dance together. Like that could already be enough. You have like a dynamic, you know, it's not just one person existing, it's like two people vibing together, you know. Another thing, or that's just like an additional layer to that, could be that we just like invite some friends that we know are chill with like being recorded and like make a chill setting around this whole thing, or maybe play some beer pong in the background. That's something like that can be chill and people can be comfortable with being shown like that in the internet. Another thing of entertainment that I feel like pursuing a little bit more is like, you can still be one person doing like a set, but it has to be a little bit different. So what I thought about is like this whole live production style. So I'm really into like this whole production gear and like playing on the gear or instruments. Like I don't really like this whole Ableton creating a whole track. Like I'm gonna go into that more next week. But the whole idea is basically that I don't play tracks or DJ tracks, but I have like devices that create noises and we make techno like that. I just think this whole live aspect and seeing what somebody does to like manipulate the audio, like this is another layer of entertainment, and it's more, you can see a little bit more what is happening than with like CDJs and mixers. Like if I see some DJ sets, like I know what they are doing and how it like affects the sound, but I think this whole instrument thing is a little bit more interesting and entertaining. This also goes a bit into the next point, which is like enhancing the whole like vision and storytelling. Looking back, I feel like a lot of the sets, like video sets and the PADAWANZ, just like audio sets, were a little bit out of context. Like I just made a really loose context that didn't really make sense, and I tried to like switch this up a little bit in season 2. In the PADAWANZ I already started like doing specific shore remixes, like shores you can really identify, and adding a layer of like infotainment to it, where I explain a little bit like where the shore comes from and a little bit the influences. Yeah, being completely honest, this is all ChatGPT, like please fact check it. Like I do a little bit fact check with like Google and everything, but like I do tend to trust ChatGPT on those things. Like I mentioned before, another layer of storytelling or like this whole vision is this going more into live mashups. Like I started with the DJs, and the whole second part of the video sets have the DJs included, but taking this to a next step where it's basically like, yeah, you have the gear, the instruments, and you live record. It's basically like a little bit like jazz with like modern instruments, like jazz with MPCs and yeah, the syntax and some drum machines, you know. And this is something I think could be really entertaining, and I already started exploring that with the unfinished beats. The tracks are out every Saturday, and they're all available for free download, and they're basically like just me manipulating a basic beat and creating a track out of it. And if you take that to the next level, like the idea is, and maybe I'm gonna be able to make it happen until the end of the year, to take some of those beats and like make a set out of it, that I just like, yeah, transition in between the beats and adjust them. And I think that would be something that really enhances this whole video set vibe and could be something, yeah, pursuable. So I hope I'm gonna scale up enough this year to bring you some of that content. Yeah, this wraps up another week, another yap about HWY Recordz. Yeah, the whole video set stuff. And then next week we're gonna dive more into the whole production thing. But yeah, I started producing like a year ago. I didn't really have much prior knowledge. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. So yeah, that's that. Thanks again for everybody that is watching. I'm really grateful, wish you all the best, hope you stay healthy, like also mentally. And then yeah, gonna see each other again next week. See you.